new features, and especially some comments about hybrid body. So, well, this CRPC, you know, we have the two versions for working on Windows CE and tablets with Windows 10, Windows 8. A bit of summary of latest drivers done in this last version. One of the good things in the new version is the webmap overlays. Let me show you time so you can see working on my laptop. We have image overlays. Raster. Now this is new webmap. We can keep having the inter Source CE. You can connect to Google Maps. You can get image or maps from OpenStreetMap, ArcGIS. On each one, you can choose your place. If you want satellite or map, or you want. So it will come as a background. So well, this is in Canary Islands. This is the post here, and it was we were doing a hybrid demo like the one we can do now here outside the booth, explaining where it goes to the soccer stadium, the parking lot, and we were doing a nice section. I will explain later, so we'll leave it here. Go ahead with more features. So see presentation. Now, in the web map, not only Google Map, OpenStreetMap, but also user-defined map survey, right? That is possible in CRPC, not in CRC yet. CRC can connect to Google, to Esri, but not to user-defined map servers on any IP. But CRPC is possible. So the other thing is voice prompting. Voice prompting can be found under Helmet here as a new advanced setting in audible settings. So you can enable sounds and you can enable stakeout prompting for we're using the text-to-speech from Windows 10. So if I get let me show something. I go GPS simulation or rover here, and I try to do a connection to, say, GPS here. GPS with sensors compensate to the prism and using the sensors of the GPS to compensate. Yes, we do. So we can also increase efficiency. You will see why. Because you can play robotic and non-stop always have position. No matter if you have a prism lost, we automatically use come up and automatically search and special. We see that later. But this is efficiency because normally in a robotic, anytime you have a trouble, you have to stop. You do nothing. You do nothing without the prism. So we added also one of the things to highlight an easy setup by the wizard, very easy wizard, because it is better to help on not making mistakes when you're combining GPS and total station to synchronize, to align the two measurements. GPS works on the grid, total station works in the ground, different scales, how to do it. So it's easy, but you get very well guidance by using this wizard if you want to. Otherwise you can configure everything manually, but it's better. And more features we have related to hybrid. We have this new hybrid resection where we are doing a simultaneous shot measure both GPS and total station. So if we compare rest of the hybrid software in the market right now, what you normally find is you measure for the nodes with your pole, and then you are prompted to measure the prism robotic station, the sideshow, right? So you are doing two occupations of the same target. So you are involved in the solution to two errors, right? Two leveling errors. The one for the node point for the GPS high errors, right? Two leveling errors. The one for the node point for the GPS high pole, and the second time errors for doing the sideshow to the ground point and taking there. You will see we have hybrid measurement. Hybrid measurement is simple, but it's nice. It's simultaneous reading of GPS and total station. What that means is we are reducing to only one occupation first, so only one-time errors, right? And second, the errors for leveling, you're using a pole, are totally reduced, or I would say removed, because the 2 meters high is no longer, it's virtual. Because the real height is the distance between the prism and the phase center of the GPS, 6 centimeters in that setup I have here. So what is the leveling error in 6 centimeters? It's nothing. So there is a dramatic change when you experience our hybrid resection, because you can find, and that's what when we're demoing to customers, they really impressed them. This is the good accuracy of resections, just because of that. You're hitting the node point in the side shot simultaneously, so removing a lot of errors. And it's typical that if you choose a good distance, let's say more than 40, 50 meters, and good angles, 3-4 points, good angles, you typically get a few millimeters closer to the resection. And not only position, but orientation, very good orientation of every time you do a resection. So accurate, like you couldn't do 4th century, if it is doing GPS, 4th century, we try to measure GPS first, remove the GPS and put the prism, but of course, it's a lot of work, it's annoying. We do that using a pole. Simple. Okay, this is one important thing. Next is the dual measurement well. It's we have this instrument icon in the top that is new in version 6. It will work standalone for GPS, total station, or hybrid, showing the two instruments. Colors mean something. In red means no connection at all, no Bluetooth, no whatever. Yellow is different depending on total station or GPS. In total station means you are not locked to the prism, you cannot measure. In GPS, green means all tolerances are covered. The RMS tolerance you're fixing, the PDOP, everything is covered. If you get orange, something is wrong, or you are in flow. You cannot measure, right? Now, touching this button is switching from one instrument to the other. We are continuously connected to the two, controlling the two, but we change the interface to one or the other. So the main instrument is the one storing at that time, right? But still, the second instrument is cross-checking behind. So every time you measure, we take the two shots, right? The GPS synchronized, GPS and total station, and we cross-check. And there is a hybrid tolerance. You can say, okay, if both GPS shot and total station differ more than 2 centimeters in horizontal, please warn me, right? That is my tolerance. So it will warn you when GPS is doing weird things because you're in multiple, because this or that. It will. So it is. You can get a confidence for you're doing a good job all the time, right? So we have this cross check too. And then you can change your main instrument anytime, in any place, in store points in the menu. So maybe there is a hidden area, you cannot use the total station because there's no visibility. Then you quickly switch to GPS and continue working story points. So easy, it's quick, it's very reliable because of one instrument is cross-checking the other, right? We have, of course, the GPS search, which is much better in many situations to any other power search or remote control search based on signal return that could fail because it's blocking another bridge, because the car is going through, or whatever. So GPS search is very efficient, is quick, because I say, I'm here, so this one is going there, right? Right away. There's there's a final refinement of the aiming to the prism, but it's there, right? If you do another search based on signal, return from the distance meter or things like that, then there can be problems, you know, so you're getting rid of those problems. Of course, GPS search will not work good if the GPS condition is not good. If you are under canopy or things like that, it could fail a bit, you know, but always flexible because you don't need to hit the prism perfect. If you're in float, you don't need to hit the prism, it will be close, and the final refinement of the aiming will match the prism, and so you got the prism at the end, you know, those are the situations. So these are some features we can see later outside. Follow me. Follow me is like, is doing exactly that. Is like if the instrument is losing the prism, then it will at least be close to you all the time. Every 3 seconds, you can configure that. It's a bit hidden, but you can change it. Every 3 seconds, it is going to your place, your GPS place. Not trying to lock the prism because it's not necessary, but keep close. Why? Because when you need it, then it is a very small rotation of 3 degrees to lock the prism and continue working. So efficiency again. Right? So that's what Follow Me does. Then we have the Smart Lock, Smart Staking. So this is automatic search of the prism. Depending on you are in store points or stakeout, it behaves a bit different. But on any case, you don't need to worry for search prism. No, forget about that. You lose the prism. If you're in store points, it's not a problem. GPS takes care of it automatically. You still see the position. When search see detects you're slowing down, that means, well, this guy wants to measure. So now needs me. So when you're slowing down, it turns to your position, try to lock the prism, and then when you're leveling, normally you are locked to take the robotic shot. Fine. It's a bit different in staking. The Smart Lock works a bit different because Cersei knows your target, knows you're going to a point, right? So what it does is wait for you, looking to the point, right? Wait for you, and when you get in the field of view of the distance meter, because we know more or less the angle, the distance, you know where we are, so that is the time to search, start searching, so we can lock the prism the sooner possible, right? That is the Smart Lock, Smart Staking. Backup tracking, I told you before, if I lose the prism, GPS takes care of the position for navigation. Or it could be, many people who were saying before, don't like the distance meter in robotic working 8 hours a day, right? Because it is first, it is reducing the time of the batteries, and second, it is somehow stressing the mechanics of distance meter. So that means service before time, right? So people like to measure with the distance meter when you need to make the shot. So you could switch off, that is the little man icon in CertPC or CertCE, you can switch it off and work with the GPS for position and only measure distance when you need it, when you're taking the shot, right? So that is possible with backup tracking because it's taking care all the time, you know. You could even not measure with a distance meter at all for precision, but only for measuring points. Well, the cross-check we talked about, we compare the two measurements and compare to your tolerance, your defined tolerance from the user. Out of the hybrid, we have more features in version 6, like this flexible searching. This is the binoculars, it's the classic icon we have for search. but you have to predefine what the search was. It was in like a power search, or in Stockholm here, an RC search, or auto aiming, or what. So now we have them all in the menu. Depending on the instrument, it could be different, but all of them. So standard in this case is the spiral search for auto aiming. Left and right is the global search, power search in Leica, for instance. And GPS search, sorry, it's in Spanish. GPS search is a manual search GPS position that you can do anytime out of the automatic features. And then this is stop all. This is the command that we didn't have before. So this is a new icon. Topo snaps is a new thing here. You will know probably the snaps in the map where you could make lines from, like in AutoCAD, from end of line to midpoint to intersection and draw lines like that. So we brought this feature to store points so that you can do fit to finish, as we call it in Carson, to draw lines in the field, like a curve or a center line or whatever, and you're measuring points, and suddenly the next point is not something to measure. It's the middle point of an existing line in the drawing. Could be coming from CAD, from DXF, DWG, 3D line, or it could be a line that I measured before, a fence or a house. And I say, well, now this fence is going to the corner of this house. So I use end point of that line of the house face, right? So you can combine in a field while storing with this snapping. That's very friendly and very handy here. New feature, obstructed view, stakeout. This is when you stake out a point but never get to the point for any reason. That means you put a first stake, and now from the first stake that you measure anywhere to the point, we have a line, the line. So from that time, we get you in line, tell you left or right, in what distance to a line again. And then you put the second stake wherever you want, and you have the distance to the point. So you can put a stake and write with the marker the distance to the point. So maybe you never touch the point, but someone can put a string, measure, and stake out the point anytime, the next day and the next day. So that's here. It is for GPS, for robotics, for everything. This is a classic, but it's new in the SRPC. That is the two prism measurement with the total station. So knowing the distance between the two prisms and the distance to the tip of the pole, of course, you measure prism 1, prism 2, and you get the solution for the point of the, that is good for hidden points, like behind a wall, like a manhole, things like that. Right? So it's already SRCD. Check backside is an automatic check for those people that leave a prism in the backside, and from time to time press the button. So the motorized instrument rotates to the backside, measure, center to the prism, measure, and compare the differences to the original backside, and tells you the difference. So then returns to what it was before. So it's a very quick cross-check of the backside. Grid scan, you can make a measurement for a building or a ground tube. First you define the perimeter by several points, and then you define a grid spacing and just start it up. You could also define hard lines on the object, and then start it up and go for lines and leave your total station measuring point by point all the grid inside this perimeter. So it's well, Horseman scanner, let's say. It's slow, but it's not like a laser scanner, but it's accurate. There is a new band. Well, the band is there, but we turn red when working GPS. If again the GPS status is not good. If your float, if RMS is too high, PLOB is too high, any of these conditions is happening, then we show it red before you measure. Before 6, you could try to store and get the error, right? Now you know it before storing, so you can solve the problem before even trying. There are new icons. If you go reflectorless, then it comes up the laser button. So there is a handy button now to switch on and off the laser. And as I told you before, the search button is more flexible. You have this drop list for what search method you're using. The last one method you use for searching the prism will be the default if you press the button, the numbers the next time, right? If you want to change, you just open the drop list again and select the new method. So you could combine the power search with the GPS search anytime, depending on what is best. We have a surface inspector in elevation difference, something similar to the stuff we have seen in store points, but this is to get to the point, to stake out a point that is from a drawing. I could say, well, I need to check out or check my surface, like it's a tin model. I want to check, but I need to check in the end point of this line. There's a house or a corner or a curve or whatever. So you get the stake out to go that point and measure that field, and that's it. So you have these assistants in elevation difference. You can see in version 6 we changed a few things in the menus. There is a new option here under equipment that is like a third setting for GPS. It's not base, it's not rover, it's roll logging only. For simplicity, you don't need RTK, so everything is here is together. Still, if you want to do RTK and logging, you can do rover, and one of the settings is to log raw data, right? But if you only take care of logging, you can get here. GIS inspector, this is more for Esri PC, that is a different topic, but it's bit complex to explain now. Now, ignore backside. If you have the prism all the time in the backside point, you can ignore it for any search of the body, right? Continue refresh of less measurements. It was not before. You can measure to a wall and move the instruments and get continuous tracking or measurement. It was not possible before. Well, this is funny thing. This is to string NEMA or position, not only when we had that before for GPS, but this is with robotics. So you can have your robotic instrument measuring and streaming on a single port, GGA with latitude longitude, or any of the, how is it called in Leica or Trimble, they have the local coordinates positioning. So you can give that to a third-party software or something to get position. Why with the robotic? Because people were using to track a machine or something with GPS, but they were getting into tunnels. So for not changing the software, everything they had, kind of were the same like they were using the GPS with the robotic. Well, many other features that I think we could ignore now. There's things that have been there before in version 5. Monitoring is something that is in progress. It's almost done, sorry to start that. So it's working, but it's not refined, it's not tested, so we didn't put it in 6 yet. It will come very soon. So it is based on static monitoring, like deformation control for grids, things like that, with only one instrument. But we can set a list of points to control, so you can run different cycles. I think there's a screen here, or you can run continuous measurement or number of cycles and delay between cycles or things like that. And of course, fix your tolerance. That's it. I think we can go out and answer your questions, or we can practice some hybrid, make a resection, hybrid resection, or do whatever you like outdoors. Or if you have any questions right now, just let me know.
Well, I have a question about the new feature for the map, online map. In Czech, you use the EWMS service.
Wait.
Yes,
Let's try it. You know what?
EMS, yes. And what we prefer to add more address sometimes I use one server and other time
I get it.
say, is it possible to?
So you have like a list of different IPs you normally connect to. Yeah, that's a good point. It is impossible, yes. We, in the initial design, but it's a good thing it's a good addition, for sure. I think, yeah, this topic came up before, and it's true. Saying that it could be something similar to the same way you have the Intergeo servers, and you have a list of them, you can store them in the list, and just call them again. So we could do something very similar to similar tools to the way that we manage with the Intergeo servers. It's the same, it's the server. Yeah, very good.
The question is about the hybrid. Is it possible to use the GNSS sensor which is not including tile? If they don't have tile,
Okay, hybrid is, the basic thing for hybrid is robotic station, GPS. That's it, you don't need any more. The thing of the tilt is, if available, then it combines with the two. If not, not a problem. I mean, you don't lose any of the functionality of hybrid. So, well, sensors, tilt is good, it's an addition, but is it the same addition to GPS? Or if you don't have a GPS with tilt, you cannot tilt. Or you cannot control the bubble, but you can measure the same. Same for high. This is not a problem. Yeah. You can see that, and we can switch off the sensors and use it differently. No difference. The only difference is, of course, if I'm measuring vertical, I can use the electronic bubble for the two things because they are the same pole. So there's no reason to not use it. And same, if I'm storing points, I can tilt. And no matter if I measure with GPS or I use the grid and the robotic solution, then I will compensate tilt to the tip of the pole because it's all together. If you don't have tilt, you don't have that functionality, but it doesn't affect hybrids at all. There are independent features that combine in the data. So, no more questions?
about the VMX server, what do you mean the dimension? Where is the dimensions?
Where? Sorry?
Tools?
That where?
The WMS web map overlay.
Yeah.
Map
This is
dimension.
the tiles size. You know, this is like a mosaic. So if you choose something small, communications are faster. You know? Maybe it's screener once you have everything in cache, then refreshing is slower because it's more images to handle. So the bigger you get it, bigger is the tiles. So it takes a bit more to download data. But then it is more efficient in graphics. You know? I would try to get the biggest. The only thing is when using this, for instance, OpenStreetMap, I think it's the reason is in the servers always takes longer to get images than Google, that is more efficient in communication from the server because people are using it. Also depends how good is your internet connection, of course. And one thing is, if you go to a place, we are not caching things. We only cache for your place. But for instance, Google doesn't allow us to cache things with a name, right? So there are some terms and some policies that we need to respect. And so we are not, but we can cache temporarily for the place on the different levels. So if you load your map for a position before going to the field, you can emulate you're in the field with GPS simulator, enter the coordinates, and load the map, and zoom in and out to get the different levels of the tiles, because they change. Then you go to the field, even if you don't have internet connection, that is the last thing we cache, we can do that. So you still get it in the field, even if you don't have internet. That's a trick, okay? But next step is for the maps that we can cache, like OpenStreetMap is public, is allowed, is open, we can, there's no problem. We will do it. We are not doing it yet, but we'll do it. So this is our first basic approach to map servers, and we'll do it better. We'll be adding more features by the one you said that is very good. And the possibility to cache things with a name, right? Because if I load it once, why should I load it the next week? Okay, you know, it makes no sense. But we have to be careful with that, with the different use terms of the different server.
You support the WMS server is the name and password, because some of them is the necessary to use.
Maybe I haven't tried them all. I'm sorry. Maybe yes. Maybe if you try to email me, I can give you my. I pass it to the program, because I don't know the protocols on the map servers. I don't know exactly how far we can get. These are the ones we are.
ArcGIS REST has a username and password, is it?
Which one?
ArcGIS REST.
This.
I think that has no username and
It
password.
is not asking unless we are using one hard-coded that is shared.
Yeah, possible.
But I will make that question for honestly. I don't know what it is. What questions? This, let me show you, before we go out, we can start doing a resection. You know, what is one of the good things of hybrid is, let me show you this resection I did last week with some clients. Is, you see the size, looking at the size of the stadium, this is a soccer stadium. Is Grandpa Thomas, is called the team, I'm not very a good follower for soccer, but anyhow, these are the dimensions of our little resection here. The circle is 50 meters radius, right? So we could only do half a cycle, 4 points per section, because there were tracks and kiosks and things around. But we did this in the range of 40 something meters, is 4 points. 25 is the occupation point, so this is the station point for the robotic. So 21, 22, 23, 24 were taken with hybrid, GPS and robotic, same shot. Now, let me show you the results on this resection. This is a screen picture. Okay. You see, standard deviation, this is the closure of the resection. Northern, eastern coordinates in meters, say 2 millimeters, 1 millimeter. RMS. Elevation a bit higher because it's GPS, we cannot improve that in the resection. Yeah, we can. I had that question, I was on the roadside, they said, well, the elevation is not really good, and we want to stake out this bridge, and we need really good accuracy also in elevation. I say, well, you have a leveling mark, like a nail or something? Yeah, there. Okay, so we went seriously to where the backside is for occupation, you have the remote benchmark. So you get there, make another shot to the nail with good leveling, and bring the elevation from there. Is very, if you have a good robotic, 1 second, this is very good leveling. You do trigonometry, you bring elevation, fresh elevation from leveling, and then you're perfect. You're perfect. But you have good position, you brought a good elevation from leveling, that's the only way. And look at the orientation, that's also important when you make a resection. 17 degrees with this 4 points, 40 something meters. And and this was it was a Zoom 90, the worst one, the less accurate of the Zoom 90s. That is 5 seconds of degree, right? So, not bad. Try to do that with a pole 2 meters high, measure the GPS first, and take the side shot after. I don't think you do it. It's not easy to do because you have a leveling of 2 meters twice, down the mirror on every point, you know. But we do it with our synchronized hybrid version. It's like we are reaching the accuracy of the floors centering, and you were putting a tripod, and tripod, GPS, everything, and you know, but just a call, quick, fast, and simple. Right? So this was, I don't think we can get to this here. I would like to, but we have this building, we have to move close to this building because the other side is the flying area. So we have to move close here. There is a lot of volume here, so the GPS is not even a quality solution, a qualified solution. But we can do our best. And of course, if you want precision, you need to follow the rules of the group intersection. So go far enough, open the angles to get good intersections, and you get it. Right? Questions? Or we go up.
Às vezes passa-se tempo, a gente não tem tempo, não tem tempo. Agora começa a aparecer. Agora vai contar sonido. Parecem muitos clientes estes rádios.
Tirou baterias? Well,
Which one?
different setups here.
So which one you take?
I would take this.
You take one? You feel strong today?
Still, it's the first day.
Yeah, I had the demo.
So, first, I will start a new job. Let's call it test 4.
From the England, I show the immigration that it was immigrate.
Well, this is something interesting. Would you like to import your previous hybrid occupation? That means I can bring my occupation from the last job to this new one with all the hybrid settings, right? If I was oriented, I continue oriented and everything. So if I say yes, it would even bring the coordinates I use for the resection for whatever. Right? So I can, sometimes you keep the same occupation but need for any reason to start a new job. That's what it is. We had that before for regular surveillance, but now it's also available for hybrid. It was not in 6.0, but it's in 6.1. So next thing I would say, I was connected to the total station, but this is red, meaning I am disconnected. So I could reconnect, tell me the instrument status. So now it's yellow, means I'm something. I want to work with switch, instrument switch, bottom here in the menu, and go hybrid, which is a new option. Go hybrid, and I get an option to use the wizard, like an assistant. I recommend you use it at least the first time or the first few times, because this will take you through all the settings that could affect hybrid. So first is we are configured to total station, we are connected, we have the green check to say I'm good, but and I'm connected to CR+. But I'm not connected to GPS. You see, BRX6 is my last receiver. So I say, well, I'm going to configure that. So it is by default going to BRX6. If no changes, I will just
reconnect and green check to apply settings to the receiver. I am connected now Bluetooth, checking calibration, sensor, blah, blah, blah. And RTK, I'm working with a radio right now. Should be N-trip, DSM, any connection, TCP.
Setup completed successfully.
Nice. So now I have the two instruments. I am controlling the two instruments right now with Transfer PC. If you want, you can monitor Skype, check what is going on with the GPS. We are float. We are not in the right spot. Let's go out from this, the influence of this on the metal here. So you don't mind. Too close to the never in robotic. Apart from this. So we are fixed now. This is better. My here, which is this. You see, this is really harming for DPS. That's yeah. So anyway, go ahead. I keep on doing with the wizard. Go next. It is telling me to measure the height. So I know with this pole, this is a good height, 198 something for the prism. And I added 62 millimeters. That is the distance between the center of the prism and the reference point of the antenna. So that is what it is here, this height. Once we have set these two the heights, I can move any of the two. If I am working with a total station, I can change the height here because branches or whatever, and the GPS height will change too. Okay, so they are tied. This is the offset, hybrid offset, 62 millimeters, and that is, I can only change it here. Right? Any other place I change the height will be pulling or pushing the other one. So go next, and now we are playing GPS and total station. How do we combine two different solutions and two different methods? Well, because they are different, in fact. I will do a resection. Okay, I could use localization, or I could do an auto localization. That could be another demo, right? I will do a hybrid resection right now. And because I'm doing a hybrid resection, I will use UTN, because it's my current settings for GPS, UTN coordinates for a GPS. So my known points are UTM. So I need to scale my total station and take ground to grid in order to align my total station source with GPS, or they can match all the time, right? But it's not easy. I mean, it's easy to fail. It's easy to mistake the field. So that's why we did it with SARS, because we found that using other hybrids, everything was very dry. It was easy to miss. That's what it is, right? So we are helping with the wizard to do
For a
things right.
small area like this, I can use no scaling.
You could. Depends what you. Of course, you can make it as complex as you want, or sometimes it's the GPS that is matching the local coordinates, right? So you have to work with the localization. You can do that. You can start your occupation on 5,000, 5,000, or even to whoever, zero in there. Start working, and I would choose localization, auto localization, and it will be automatic. Every time I take the point, I take the two coordinates, and after the third point, then I have a localization. But it's done internally. You don't need to care. It will be done internally, and how we start working from the first point, right? So any coordinate system. So let's do the hybrid resection. Now, well, what we see here is I still got a yellow color in the total station. That means I didn't log. So first I will do a global search somehow, or whichever search. If I don't have a global search, I could use robotic and joystick or whatever in one time. After that, after we align the GPS, we can use the GPS for searching. We don't need any more power search or remote control, which is very expensive in a robotic. So at this time, I will do this. I said left, yeah. Oh, it's locked on a target. Oh, it's locked on. Vargas, quita el prisma. Quita ese prisma para que no os maree. Sorry. Next target. Yeah. I'm doing next target, but I'm doing next target all the day, so it's better to hide the prisma and get rid of it. Okay, so it's locking on this one now. So I am moving. I shouldn't move when searching. Oh, it's locked. Okay, the voice prompting. Remember I told you the instrument status. If I hide here,
Wait.
I like it. So you see, we are controlling simultaneously, and there are two different processes. This is tilt. We are controlling GPS. You see the RMS changing here, and we are locked on the instrument. We are controlling the angles real time. So we are controlling the two real time, and because we are doing real time, you can put this button, call it grid hybrid. Because we are going first to do a real hybrid button that measure the two things together, right? And that is not easy, but that is very good. Because then you can achieve the good precision with 3.9 seconds. So that is what we can do. Grid hybrid, and wait, what is this? Okay, this is a sensor from the GPS. If you have sensors, if you don't, then you have to look to the file, right? But if you have them, you use them. So if I have a electronic bubble feature, my GPS, why not using it for the prism? If I can kill the ball with my GPS, why not tilting the ball for my prism? Right? That's it. If it's available, you use it. Okay? Still, I can control the quality because I'm measuring GPS too. But if I say measure, I put in level within my tolerance. You see, when it's green, I think I set a tolerance of not longer than 2 centimeters away from the vertical of the point. So I get it into tolerance to be vertical, and I measure. Reading. Okay, it's done. So I got the GPS and the side shot.
3 shots or
Only
One shot.
One shot. Yeah. One shot, but we synchronize internally to make the first match. So there is the less time difference between the two things. So that's that. Okay. So I have section 1 point. I need to do. Listen, I think you can stay here. You want. I will do a second point and a third point. I'm not going far because then you have to wait.
we're
You
running
need-
behind you.
I did one this morning. I was going to the open area, took 2 points there. I was taking the first point next to the street here, and we got 2 and 3 meters. Okay, but I don't waste this time, so I will get something worse. So I don't think we can move everybody. I was allowed to cross the street, but give me 1 minute. I take the second point, and then come here, take the third point, and make 4 comments. Okay. at this. I will go for a point. I will test here, and I will make the GPS search. So you see the instrument how. Well, I'm here again. So I did only 3-pointer section, something easy, close, so not great precision, but believe me, it can be perfect. So I do calculate, and well, I got 7 and 10 millimeters of this bad situation. About 100 seconds, so it's too much, but GPS is not good. I was doing short distance. We need better place. But anyhow,
Doesn't do an
Go
auto
ahead.
calculate after adding each point.
sorry?
It doesn't do an auto calculate after adding each point and then automatically switch to.
Yeah, we are auto calculating. On the second point, we already had a calculation for GPS search working and everything. Then you can edit the results and you can remove, switch on and off different shots if you see the residuals are too big.
So you don't have to press the calculate before they get to work.
No, it's because we don't know how many points you want. You say calculate when you're done. With 3, 4, 5 points, whatever. The calculation is going on all the time, but you say when you exit, when it's enough for you.
So it's not the same as the previous GPS search that it continues to adding to the list and drop from the list.
No. It is automatic. That is automatic. From the second point, it was there. GPS search it was an it was not an option in the first point. It was an option after the second, right? Because now we can align the GPS with the top station. So we orient the instrument. So we have an occupation. We have done a hybrid section.
Dit is het in de klaar. De grip is.
And the next question says, still the wizard is telling me coordinate systems are now synchronized. You can perform a cross check to confirm that your GPS receiver and total station coordinates match. Cross check means I will measure one time, synchronize again, and see the difference between the two solutions, right? And I set my tolerance for hybrid in horizontal and vertical. I set it to 3 and 4 centimeters. It's okay. Then I perform a cross check like it's a check. In land surveying, you need to be checking all the time to make sure you're doing the things right? So let's do it because I'm combining the two. I need to trust I'm doing right. Okay, so this is the check 4. Distance error 8 millimeters right now between the GPS and the total station. Elevation error 10 millimeters. It's good. It's acceptable. It's within my tolerance, so I'll go ahead. If it was out, I would get a warning all the time. And the cross check, I did it manually now, but it will be automatic all the time. I'm measuring in robotic. Okay. So that gives you a lot of confidence when you're doing a job. That is another extra thing with hybrid is you make sure it is not locking on different prisms because now we are close. But if you're far, what is going on? You say you make a search sometime with any instruments. I'm not talking about different brands or different searching methods, but it can lock in other places, right? That happens. And you measure, and you're not measuring the right point. With hybrid, it would tell us, hey, you're 7 meters away. GPS and tow station are not matching. What is going on? So that warning is there. So you get a lot of confidence.
And sometimes trouble with the reflector, the rest, and the measure. It's,
If I tell you many times I was or in a road and do a search and drag a motorcycle and drive a motorcycle through the road, those things happen. So yeah, or other prints, as it happened with me before, right? I knew it was not because I couldn't see the instrument, but if you don't see it, it says lock. You say, oh, I'm locked. I'm happy. Measure. Okay, so hybrid brings a lot of good things. And I was talking about functionality. I was talking about production because efficiency, because it's non-stop. Because the GPS is assisting you all the time, even if you lose position. So now we go survey, store points. We're done. We can work now. First is we can work with total station. You see all icons from total station, or touch here, and now I'm GPS. In fact, the two are connected all the time. What I'm changing is my window to see one or the other, my interface, and changing my primary. If I say GPS and store, that means I want to store the GPS point for any reason. Okay? So I'm storing the GPS point, but in the raw file, I'm also storing what I got with the total station, because the total station also measures. And is measuring the differences and storing the differences.
means the coordinates is stored from the GPS, but the raw data is from both.
Is somehow from both. We don't write the final coordinates of the second instrument, but the differences, which is on the side. And if the difference was too high, then we warn them, right? Let's put a very tight tolerance in hybrid. Like instead of instead of 4 centimeters, let's say 0.001 millimeter. What happens? So if I try to store points, I try to store the total station, and I measure the total station now. Oh, warning! Hybrid tolerance exceeded vertical residual of 16 millimeters. That is the one I got, exceeding the tolerance of 1 that I had set. Continue story, yes or no? This is very good. It can be annoying. What if my GPS is not working good? I don't want to say bad. Yes or no all the time. I know the GPS is not working, but I work with the total station. So for that, we did something which is hybrid settings. You have the cross check mode, 3 different modes. Automatic required for sighting. So you always know the cross check fails, but it doesn't stop. It tells you. So if you say silent, I think. I haven't tested this in some time. So if I do store points now,
Cross-check failed.
you see, but I can continue. You know something is going wrong, but I can continue measuring. You don't want to stop and say yes. But you got it, okay?
Cross-check failed.
Okay? Well, I didn't like that, but I would change the tolerance. Otherwise, 1 millimeter is too much, even for caution. So, equipment tolerance for hybrid, I have to come here and change it. Oh, sorry. From 1 millimeter to 0.3 centimeters. Oh, 0.3. Okay. What else? Well, we are in hybrid. We can store points. We can measure level, or I can, if I have sensors, I can measure tilted. I just correct tilted pole. So if I measure tilted, I am doing for both hybrid and one benefit, right? I can use the sensor to compensate the pole, no matter what the sensor is. But let me show you something more. What if you lose the prism anytime? Okay, lose the prism. station, sorry. Well, it was searching already because I love the prison. I'm interrupting a bit, sorry. Okay, I'm fixed, but standby. Standby means no lock. Okay. So what happens if I move now? Well, you see, first, if I move, I have position.
Yeah, right.
Because all the text is turning red. The timer is turning red to tell me that backup tracking is active now. Backup tracking means you don't have total station position, but GPS take care. Because your main instrument is total station, you are not allowed to measure. But what is the problem to show you on the screen? Or what is the problem to take you to the point to stay with the GPS? No matter, you don't need precision for that, right? So you can use GPS until the time you log the bridge again. When to log the bridge? When you need it. You get to the point. So the first thing to show is if I move now, I'm not locked. But look at this. This is the follow me feature. It's every 3 seconds go into my position. That means it's not trying to log the bridge because Cersei knows I'm walking. No way to search the bridge, but I stop, look at this. Then Cersei knows I'm by. It's been close. He wants to measure now. So I search the bridge, log the bridge, let him measure with the total station. That is what he wants to do. So I'm locked. Automatic. No search, no nothing. You forget about the instrument. You know? If the truck is coming, you do the bridge, who cares? When I stop to the next point, I will get locked again, automatically, like a robot, right? That is the smart lock. It works a bit different if I am in stakeout. If I stake out a point, then it knows where I'm going, knows my target, right? I have to go to the point to stake out, and Cersei knows where the point is. So tells the instrument, okay, aim to the point and wait for me, right? So if I stake out a point, it will turn to the point, wait for me, give me position with the GPS to get to the point. We can reproduce it if you want now. And when I get into the distance meter area, let's call it, if the field of view of the distance meter, like 1 or 2 degrees, then we command the instrument to start searching. Even if I didn't start searching because you are in view. So you can search and find the prism so that when you are getting to the point, close to the point with the GPS first, then you get lost. And when you are refining the position of the point, you already are in robotic mode, automatic.
Well, and isn't there some quick functionality to switch off and switch on the entry cache? Because sometimes I measure and now I must pay the data.
No.
And I need the only autonomous measurement.
Tell you the truth, we had 2 requests similar.
Yes.
One was that to have a handy button to switch on and off because we understand that we pay per minute, right?
Yeah.
So we had that request, and then we had another request that was a handy button. You see, we have a trouble now. This is very crowded. The top part is populated totally with buttons right now. We don't have much room, especially in hand. You know, we have the sensor, which is this sensor is from the GPS, but all this is from robotics. So things are getting complex, right? So we had to take a decision. We didn't have much time, and then we had someone asking to have to reflect on it. That is taken up. Well, we can do later. When you do reflect on it, remove the search and brings the laser. So you can easy switch on and off laser beam of the instrument in robotics. That was very requested too. So we finally decided for the laser because we were thinking that was a benefit for more people. That was the but it is in the list. So
I remember that it was in
Yeah, you can do from here, but wait.
Okay.
GPS first.
Okay.
So you go GPS, because then the settings
then-
are for GPS.
No, it means the
Oh, sorry.
one.
Yeah.
And there was
Here.
the button quality.
Yeah.
Reset. No.
Connect,
it's
disconnect.
Disconnect. Yes.
Yeah, not showing now here. Connect, disconnect, that is the one you're using. No, we are going to bring it to more handy, but then we have that problem. Don't forget it. That is there is no.
Because you save the robotic.
Let's go there. I have 601.
That's one I've got there. Is that the first one?
Yeah, the coaster. Yeah, this is the first patch we have done after 6.
Okay.
Because there were a lot of bad fixes, and all those are in 601 right now. And I think I'm running a patch after that. I'm not sure.
So is it worthwhile
but
run-
not public one. Yeah, public.
Can you upgrade to 6.0? Is it 6.0?
Yeah, if you have 6.0, please upgrade to 601. It's free.
Okay.
And it's better.
Okay.
Yo, the first release is always the worst, because there are a lot of things that we couldn't refine in the testing, and you happy users or not so happy users sometimes find for us. So then the normally first patches are very important to no, the rest are little things, but the first after release is sometimes important to get it. Especially when there are big changes and good resolution and software like this time. So,
Quick. How much is the hybrid option? Do you know roughly, roundabout?
the price,
Yeah, roundabout.
it's about in our American list is like half price, considering it's 20 times better. This is good. Yeah, it's very available. I think very accessible.
Well, I've got.
Of course, you need to have robotic module, and yes, of course, you have it if you are using the drivers, right? But that's the requirement.
And which option I need for the hybrid? The GPS, total station, and hybrid.
robotic.
Robotic.
Yeah, GPS, total station, and robotic, because that is what you need to control the two instruments. And then, as an addition, you need hybrid.
Hybrid.
Yeah, you can see it here. File
Down into the
about C was under equipment in version
but now
5.
it's
We
changed.
move it here.
Yes.
I think it's better here. And there you see, and then the Esri thing.
What's worldwide? What's that?
And then the Esri thing.
What's worldwide? What's that?
That's a kind of restriction for some licenses that cannot
okay.
work in North America. But this one can. You see, geo restrictions, some agreements, commercial agreements. So, questions?
Can I just feel
By the
the
way,
weight?
this
Can I
is
feel the weight?
601, so this is the official. Well, this is the most heavy thing. If you take the other one, this is the big prism, long range, and this is the super VR6. Then we're presenting another option, which is a lighter GPS. It's very good for highway because it's not as light. And we are also having options for smaller hybrid prism. But the good thing is you can combine it as you like. And I can work with, this is all the two cars and instruments, but I could have, in fact we were to, maybe tomorrow we could have a Kia IX robot. We work the same, exactly the same, with